All right. Well, thank y'all all for taking some time out today and joining us for the Ag Econ committee report meeting and annual committee meeting. Um, Thank y'all all for joining. I'm Blake Carter. I'm the Ag and Natural Resources agent in Lawrence County, Georgia, and I am the national chair of this committee. Today on here, I have two of my amazing uh, vice chairs or co-chairs here. So Robin, would you like to introduce yourself first and then Nathan?
Yeah, I can do that. Hey, everybody. My name is Robin Stewart. I am the County Extension Agent and Coordinator here in Lincoln County, Georgia. I've been here about 6.5 years, and I serve as the Southern Region Vice Chair for this committee. So we're glad you're with us today.
Thanks, Robin. Nathan?
Hello, I am Nathan Holinsky. I'm with the University of Minnesota. I do statewide ag business management education, and I'm the North Central Vice Chair.
Awesome. We do have two other vice chairs that are normally with us on our committee. They are currently on maternity leave, so we'll give them a pass so they can be with their babies, and that's okay. So we're going to handle it us three together for today and kind of go through. I've got a short presentation to walk through just with some updates and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Let's see. Can y'all see the presentation at the moment?
Yes,
Come on. There we go. So y'all see the first screen, Nathan?
yes, we do.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. So thank y'all for joining. Like I said, it's the Ag Econ and Community Development Committee. Um, even with even though there's only three of us, I did want to give a shout out to Michaela Getz and Samantha Garrett. Samantha's with Penn State, and this is her. She's been a vice chair for this committee for going on her second term. And Michaela is just starting with us. This is her first year on the committee, and she has done great. Like I said, both of them couldn't be with us, but that's okay. We're going to rock and roll and share some. If y'all want to send them a message and say congratulations on the baby, feel free. To kind of go through a little bit of the of what I have kind of planned to talk about, I just wanted to give everybody an update from the pre-tour, kind of a report, a review of it a little bit, and then talk about a little bit of the webinar, the 365 that our committee did this year, just in case some of y'all might have not seen what we offer or what we've done in the past. So if you're new to the committee or new to trying to figure out where you fit in the NACAA world. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of cool things going on that we offer. One thing is we can do pre-tours and super seminars as our committees. We're asked to kind of decide on what we want to do and kind of the direction we want to go. And last year in Montana, Robin, Nathan, myself, Samantha, we all worked together to create and plan a pre-tour. So you can see the photos, some of those photos from that pre-tour in Montana. It was a 1 day pre-tour. Some of the other committees do multi-day. So our committee is the Ag Econ. So we're trying to be a little fiscally responsible with our approach to pre-tours. So we try to do a 1 day pre-tour. And so this was the second time we've done a pre-tour as a committee, and it went really, really well. We got to see an apiary, a compost facility, got treated to a barbecue lunch, and also went to an alpaca farm and went to a local version of Bass Pro Shop called Shields, which was really, really cool for being from Georgia. I was like, this is neat. And I don't see a Ferris wheel in the middle of a store like that. So it was a really cool, fun tour. It was a good time to engage with other states, other agents, and faculty members from other universities. So it was just a really good time of building camaraderie. This year, we are not going to be doing a pre-tour, but I'll get to what we are going to do in just a minute. We are planning for a pre-tour in 27, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well in just a minute. The other thing our committee has got to do this past year, we did a two-part webinar series on farm succession planning that took place in January and in February of this past year. Really good response and really good attendance to both of those sessions. Nathan did a great job walking through kind of more of the technical side and the taxes and a little bit of the liability side of farm succession planning. And then Robin and myself also spoke on in session two on the communication side of farm succession planning and having those conversations and what it looks like and some of the techniques and communication styles that you can use to kind of have those conversations. So it was a really good webinar. Like I said, if you've never done or new to NACAA, we do offer the 365 webinars throughout the year. Every committee has some different ones that they might put out. But that was one that we had decided to go on based on feedback from last year's committee meeting. So thank y'all for sharing y'all's feedback last year, and that kind of directly led to that. So um, that's kind of just an overview of that. And going into this year, like I said, we are not doing a pre-tour. What we decided to do instead is a super seminar. And we talked with Nathan, and he has been gracious enough to be our featured speaker this year at the super seminar. And we're going to focus on the farm bill, and I think it's a very important topic, but we're kind of taking it a little different spin too. It's Nathan will go into more of the details of the farm bill, some of the history, the relevance, the budget side, the and all that kind of stuff. But then Robin and I are going to kind of guide some conversation in terms of how to reach different audiences. The farm bill touches more than what we think, and the name is kind of deceiving. So we are going to have that as a super seminar option. So if you have not registered or would like to join in, there's a few other super seminars going on that are really, really good topics. So if you don't choose the Ag Econ one, I'm not going to fault you, but I'm definitely going to be a little upset. Not going to lie, our committee is going to be pretty sad. So we definitely want you to join us. We have the first 100 registered will actually get a Farm Bill Toolkit flash drive with resources and presentations from the actual event. That's an example of the actual Farm Bill USB. It's a really cool looking little wrench, and they feel and are heavy as metal, so they're high quality. And then you can see an example of one of the things that we're going to be able to share with everybody, just some maps and concept maps to start conversations and keep conversations going across all audiences. And I think that's a really good focal point for us, and it's really relevant to this year particularly because there's talk about maybe, hopefully, by the end of the year, us having a farm bill. So we will see. But we definitely would love to invite you to our super seminar. So if you haven't registered, or maybe you have registered and you're like, I don't know what a super seminar is, hey, we can get you in there. All right, just let us know. So that's what's coming up this year. Going into 26, also at our upcoming AMPIC, we're going to have presentations. And I just want to give a shout out to everyone that submitted this year. We had 28 applications for presentations this year, and this was the largest I've ever seen for the Ag Econ committee. And there was only one other committee I know of that had more, and that was the 4-H. So y'all are doing a great job. A lot of good work being done in the across the country. So we are just so thankful for everybody putting in some high quality work. We only could select our top 12 this year, but if you did not get it or did not get selected, I know I reached out and talked to a good many of them. I really encourage y'all to apply again. There's a lot of really good work being done, and it's tough sometimes to only have to pick 12. So just, if you didn't get it this year, or if you're interested in learning how to do an application or anything like that, feel free to reach out to any of us or any other committees, chairs or vice chairs, and we can give you more information and kind of walk you through some tips and things like that as well. Um, Let me see. Now, for the committee goals, like I mentioned, we are planning to host a pre-tour in Minnesota. That's Nathan's home country, home turf, God's country. And so we're going to focus our pre-tour. We kind of talked a little bit about focusing it on the process of further processed foods, things like that, like packaged farmers market, cottage food things, looking at manufacturing, looking at the economic impacts from a local standpoint with some of the local produce and small scale agribusinesses and things like that. We also talked about some other options being that they have a food lab on Minnesota's campus. But there's a whole lot of things that we're tossing around ideas on, and we're working currently on getting a kind of an overview of what we might want to stop at and visit. So you'll find more information about that as we go. But if y'all have any recommendations or something that y'all are like, man, I would love to see this if we're in Minnesota and it relates to our committee, please by all means message us, let us know so we can look into that. It was a really good tour in Montana and also in Texas when we were there. So I'm looking forward to another good one in Minnesota. And it's going to be in September that year. So maybe not as hot in some other states in the past for pre-tours. So that's good to know. Some other things that we're looking at is increase that cross-state collaboration among colleagues. I think we've done a really good job over the last couple of years of just building a little bit more of a network between different states and some resources, sharing them across states, really good conversations and presentations at our annual meetings. So I look forward to continue to do that. And then also increase cross-committee collaborations because there's a lot of overlap between ag econ, community development, and some of the other uh, uh, committee topics. So that's kind of what we have right now for our committee goals. And then I did outline our plan of work going into this next year. Just for everybody to see. If y'all want to see a more detailed version or anything like that, let me know. But this is kind of when a timeline. So if you're new to uh, thinking through getting involved with NACAA, this is kind of a good idea of the back end of what a committee is working on and somewhat of a base of a outline. So when you're thinking about submitting award applications, presentations, all that in the springtime, go ahead and get your thoughts together in the fall is a good idea. But that's usually when we're all actively planning our pre-tours and things like that so we can submit to the board. So just wanted to share that and be transparent. If y'all have questions about the process or how to get involved more, by all means, our committee's here to help, but also there's so many good folks in NACA that would be able to help you as well. Um, and with that, that's pretty much all my presentation side of things that I kind of outlined for us. And I wanted to kind of open it up. Let me stop the share for open the floor up. If there's anybody that wants to have any ideas or input on maybe the pre-tour direction, some topics for maybe 365 next year, anything like that, I just want to kind of open it up and have some conversation. So uh, if anybody wants to unmute and um, give any kind of suggestions or thoughts or things like that, that would be great.
Like, I'm wondering, we've got some names on here that I don't recognize, and we get
Mhm.
together so infrequently. I'm wondering if we can even have folks introduce themselves,
Yeah.
just because we don't often get to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Robin. So let's see. Um, I'm gonna try Idua.
Yeah, it's pronounced like an E, Idua.
Idua. Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Would you like to introduce yourself? Start us
Yes,
off.
my name is Idua Olunwa. I'm out of Prairie View A&M in Texas, and I do community and economic development out of Chambers County.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
So
welcome.
the ag agents in the county introduced me to the organization, and that's how I got to know about you guys.
Well, I love that you're here, and thank you for joining us. And if there's ways you want to get plugged in or join in on some of the other committee stuff, by all means, we'll make sure to get you involved. Miss Linda, I see you on. Would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm Linda McClanahan, Mercer County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. I am past National Chair of Search for Excellence Committee and have been really active with the AgriCon Committee in our state and will be soon Vice Director for the Southern region, hopefully.
That's awesome. Fingers crossed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Miss Chelsea Anderson, I see you next. Would you like to unmute and kind of introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Chelsea Anderson, I'm Cumberland County Ag Agent in Kentucky, and just happy to be a part of the group.
Awesome. I saw that blue and I didn't know if it was Kentucky blue or Florida blue because I'm colorblind, but I was like, you're one of them. I could feel it. I felt it. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Mr. Mark, I see you next. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, if I can get unmuted. I just wanted to get on and see what's happening in this committee. So it'll be good to just hear what you guys are up to.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Let's see. Miss Shannon, I see you next. Or Heather, whichever one. I see both y'all unmuted.
Oh, Heather, you can go if you want. It's okay. Okay, I'm Shannon Sand. I'm an ag economist with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I cover the west central part of the state. So happy to be
Awesome.
here.
Thank you. All right, Heather, you're up.
All right. Well, you were calling out blue, so I had to jump in there. There's Jackrabbit blue, so don't forget
Oh,
the most important southern blue. We're from
I'm so
South
sorry.
Dakota. So
How that is my mistake. I apologize.
I just don't understand. So I'm Heather Gessner. I'm based out of the Sioux Falls Regional Office. We have statewide duties as extension staff here, so I cover all of South Dakota. Um, Livestock business management is my title. When I'm not, well, currently for 2 more months, interim director of A&R for SDSU Extension. So we'll give that back in a couple months. What else did you want to know about me? Oh, you enough?
That's good for
Okay,
now. Yeah, yeah, that's great.
perfect.
However much you want to share, that's
I
good.
was say we've been doing this for 25 years, so I forget sometimes what I'm supposed to be telling you.
Well, it sounds like you wear a lot of hats right now, so I understand that. Yeah, that
There's a lot of circles going. I hope I get them all connected.
hats off to you.
Currently, oh, and if you put in a application for Search for Excellence, I'm currently your National Search for Excellence chair. So
Awesome.
probably some of you might have got happy notes from me today. Congratulations if you did.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Let's see who hasn't gone. Miss Linda, I think.
We had her. I think we
Oh, did
missed
we?
Charlotte
Charlotte. Yep.
Maxwell.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Charlie Maxwell. I am with Clemson Cooperative Extension as an area agribusiness agent in the Myrtle Beach area, and I'm our state chair for Econ.
Awesome. Thank you, Charlotte. And I did see Jessica Sullivan too. I don't think we've gotten to her yet. Jessica, do you want to go and introduce yourself?
Sure. I work with sustainable ag and food systems in Osceola County, Florida. I'm involved with our Florida Ag Econ Committee, and we also have kind of taken an interest in the succession planning stuff. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it to those because I had conflicts, and I'm teaching one of the other super seminars. So won't be able to make it to that either, but I am interested in being more involved with this committee. I didn't make it to the last NACAA, so I didn't sign up on the paper sheets, and I don't literally know how to get like my name on the list or even be an official part of this committee, but I'm interested in being more involved if possible. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, we're that's a really good point. I've kind of made a list. I've tried to pull like the state chairs for every state to kind of communicate with. But I'll also have an updated, we'll make it a point this year to have an updated QR code to sign up for listserv and like have some feedback and some emails being sent out to everybody. We did that a couple years ago, and it's probably an outdated list at this point. So we will definitely work to update that to get you more involved. I know you've been at past meetings and when we've communicated and things in the past, and I will give a shout out to Florida. They are doing some really good stuff with succession. I didn't get to join in with one of their agent trainings, but it was top notch. So hats off to the Florida agents down there. Y'all are doing some really good stuff. All right, so I think that's everybody. And Brian, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, sure. Brian Beer, area livestock agent with Clemson Extension in South Carolina. Also serve as the Professional Improvement Council chair with NACAA. So um, I appreciate this committee's work. I appreciate all the committee's work, but since I'm got on here with y'all today, I appreciate y'all's work and reviewing and assigning and picking all of those presentations. I know that is a yeoman's task when you have decisions to make like we have the last couple of years. But I do appreciate the chairs and the vice chairs work on that. And that's an important part of the annual meeting or is those presentations. So I appreciate your work on all that. So But yeah, glad to join you today.
Thank you, Brian. All right. So now that we're more comfortable talking with each other, does anyone have any ideas or thoughts or suggestions as it relates to what they would like more out of our committee, what we could do better? Any ideas for the pre-tour or any topics that they would like to know more information or for like 365 or even a super seminar in the future? Now, don't all go at once.
I think if we do end up with a farm bill towards the end of this year, having another webinar, just an update once things are final would be good. And then I've been to Minnesota once, loved it, so I'm really excited about a free tour in Minnesota. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you, Charlotte. We'll make a note of that. And we're going fingers crossed that we actually do get one.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to just kind of do a refresh if there's new news.
Hmm.
Not, there's not a whole lot we can share today besides what our super seminar is going to go over, but I will repeat what Charlotte said that our pre-conference tour in Minnesota is going to be pretty cool. So everyone should feel like they need to come do it.
That's exactly right. And Nathan said he'll personally cook you a hot dish if you go on our pre-tour. I can promise you. Anybody else have any comments, thoughts, ideas for topics?
I have kind of two thoughts, Blake. One, I poked in the chat, but I haven't seen a lot of folks. I'm curious who all is going to make it to the national meeting, and we understand national meetings are a big commitment of time and finances, so we absolutely understand if you don't make it, but we'd love to see you there. And since we don't meet officially as a committee while we're there, I just like to kind of have an idea of who to keep a lookout for and who I need to introduce myself to when we're there. So, yeah, maybe we can make a list, Blake, and kind of holler at folks when we get closer to you. And if you've never been to an AMPIC, call me. I'm happy to call you and convince you that you should come. They are a lot of fun, and they're also a great opportunity to network with your peers and learn a lot. And if you're relatively new to NACAA, this year we are in Denver, Colorado. Next year we'll be up in St. Paul, Minnesota. Then we will be in Georgia and Atlanta, so in Blake and my neck of the woods, and then in Pennsylvania the year after. So this year we'll find out where the following one will be, but it'll be very exciting. The other thing I wanted to ask about, Blake, is, this year we did our succession planning kind of 365s. And we've done, obviously, we're doing Farm Bill at our AMPIC. I'm wondering what other kind of big topics are we hearing about across different states? And maybe what opportunity is there kind of fall and spring of next year to be doing some of these kind of continuing education things? What are you guys needing in terms of resources and even just conversations with one another to keep each other connected?
I'll share a little bit on my interest. Part of my conversations with my ag agent started around the economics of rice and then some of the things the farmers are going through typically, and the conversation began to stare on if people are putting so much energy and effort and not getting returns, what other products can they grow that match the soil type, have economic viability, maybe it's for nutraceutical applications, but may not be fully yet mainstream. So with that being said, part of that had me go over to talk to agricultural research professors and say, hey, what crops are you looking at that show high medicinal anti-cancer, whatever value that may not be grown here, that is still imported, but has a great market source, and how can we study that to and bring that to the farmers, right? And when I look at it too, I look at Prairie, for example. A lot of the professors there are getting a lot of grants for these things, but there's a gap where it's not being translated into the farms. So that's where I'm kind of interested in and exploring.
Yeah, I think that's really that's a I know the rice thing might be a little bit more location specific, but I do think the approach of finding alternatives to crop systems or different crop choices to implement is very a hot topic right now. Let's put it that way. With all the weather issues, crop markets from the row crop side in our state being a problem, people are
Mm-hmm.
looking for alternatives. So I think that's an excellent thing to discuss further. I appreciate you sharing. Thank you.
Thanks.
I got an idea for you to keep in the back of your head as this drought monitor gets uglier as we keep rolling through. And I don't know if you guys have had dust storms lately, but the dust
Wildfire.
storm, well, we got those too, but we're also mixing them with dust.
Yep.
I have a second cousin that fought a forest fire the other day with tornadoes in it.
Wow.
That was a horrifying video. But anyway, if this drought keeps continuing and there's sales of cattle and some of those types of things, when they do the income tax changes,
Mm-hmm.
components, sometimes just a general information packet for everybody to say, hey, if your guys sold off because of drought, and if the IRS did say you can not report that income for a couple of years if you use it to rebuy cattle and stuff, that might be another one of those general topic components to listen to too.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Anyone else have some good ideas? I do think the cattle thing and the alternative crops are very relevant right now. Um, any other ideas, thoughts, comments, anything like that?
I was just talking to one of my counterparts in South Carolina today. We are having such a hard time getting people to attend farm financial workshops of any
Yep.
scope.
Yep.
So we're working on pivoting some of our stuff to more on-demand videos, blog posts, that type of thing. So any conversation around getting people to attend successful programs like that would be beneficial for us.
And would what about transitioning some of those me and Robin have had a conversation about this before to online modules or self-paced module courses, things like that. Do what are y'all's is that something that y'all's universities or people are interested in going towards? Have y'all had success with it?
We've had success with that. I'll say we do FSA borrower, beginning borrower training, as
Hmm.
well as for the Nebraska Department of Ag. And there's another one, I forgot who. It's like, to be fair, it's Friday, y'all, so give me a little
Yeah.
bit of grace today. But we've had really good success with that, and kind of to round it out and end the course, I'll say for us, what we do with FSA is we have a rotating schedule between myself and two other educators, and they have to do a final case study. But I will say we've had really good luck with doing self-paced and just online webinars. We've also noticed drops in in-person
Yeah.
attendance though as well. I think it's everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. And across the different topics too, not just ag econ, but ag econ's usually anything. I don't know. In Georgia, we have this like it's like a dark cloud over it. Like it's so depressing to really focus on that nobody really wants to come and actually focus on it. But the questions at the end of the day usually do relate to the finances. So it's kind of it's very complex. So I understand completely. That's a good point. Heather, did you have something you want to add?
Yeah. So for the econ side, in 25 years, it's never been the sexy subject to get people to show up for. I
That's
mean,
right.
we have always had to sneak it into a livestock meeting or a crop meeting. So getting to know your buddies across all the fields is really important. Um, haven't had, beginning borrower stuff, they have to go. So you get people to show up for that. I haven't had great luck with the retention of the information. Your impact statements are like when I just go straight online, here's your curriculum training. So I try to avoid it like the plague. If I mix it in with some other stuff, the impacts aren't as sketchy or weak.
Yep.
So I think the best thing, first we got to get them coming back to any meetings, because unless it's a PAT meeting where they have to be there to get their certification, it is tricky to get people back out, after, especially following COVID when they couldn't go anywhere and they got used to online meetings and those types of things. Um, Estate planning, I've been able to get people to come to yet, mainly because I tell them I'm not going to put it online. And if you want this info,
You
it
got to come.
happens to be a sexy enough topic that, and important enough to them that they show up. But just to talk about budgets or balance sheets or figure out your cash flow, yeah, they're not coming to those and haven't been. So I think that part of the horse, we need to maybe let go and let him go graze and just get old and figure out the next step of what we're going to do that way.
I like you mentioned about the balance sheet. I think that's actually right on the money. I was going to say we did I helped coordinate the Master Agri Manager program that Georgia does, and then we also have we did a short course version for row croppers this year, and we saved balance sheets and the really dry stuff for after lunch, and it was tough, but we haven't figured out the best way for us to implement it, I guess, in a way that the farmers are receiving that well. We brought in some people from the Small Business Development Center, and they just didn't understand the farm side enough to really bridge that. So I do think that is it's one of the most important things. I went through the EFM program, which is Executive Farm Management, which is Clemson, Georgia, North Carolina, and I think Eastern Carolina are all in part of it. And that was one of the things that the farmers got the most out of was the in-depth financial sheets and budget sheets and all that. But it took them a lot longer to digest it. It was just really hard to comprehend and stay with them. So I think that is something we need to address as a whole, not just state specifically. Thank you for sharing that, Heather. Anyone else have any thoughts, ideas, comments? Going once, twice. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I had for a scheduled meeting. Robin, Nathan, do y'all have any last minute comments y'all want to say before we kind of close off for the
I
meeting?
look forward to seeing everyone in Denver. Hopefully, we go to the super seminar, listen to our breakout sessions, and especially look forward to seeing everyone in St. Paul in a year and a half.
Awesome. Robin?
I'll just echo that and say thank you for bringing ideas, right? Our committee is only as strong as our members are. And so we really do need you guys to help steer the ship. And we love to help and we love to lead things, but you guys are the ones who are also boots on the ground and living this experience. So thank you for being willing to share. And if you ever think of something that you need or a resource that you're not seeing, please reach out to us because if we can make it happen, we will.
Thank you, Robin. I just want to say thank you to everybody that joined today. Thank y'all for sharing and participating in the conversation. As we go into Denver, I look forward to seeing y'all there. If y'all can't make it and still want to stay plugged in, send me or Robin or Nathan or whoever your vice chair is or myself an email, and we'll make sure to get you on a list with when we send out more information and resources and things like that. And if you are in Denver, since Georgia is hosting in a couple years, we'll be having an eval at the end of this AMPIC. So I just want to put a plug in. Please fill out that eval for us because we're going to need it so we can make sure y'all's experience is great when y'all come to our state too. So just want to throw that shameless plug in there. But if nothing else, we appreciate it and thank you so much. The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.